Good morning. Today we are going to start a new poem that is My Mother at 66 by Kamla Das. First, let us have a look at the poet's biography. Kamla Das was born in Malabar, Kerala, and she is a versatile poet and she is known for her sensitive writing. She has always talked about relationships in her poem. And the present poem, My Mother at 66, she talks about her mother. This poem is based on mother-daughter relation, and the poet shares her feelings for her mother. Now, the central idea of the poem is that the theme it is of universal truth and advancing age, emotions, and the fear of loss and separations. See, students, aging is a natural process. And have you ever thought what our aging parents expect from us? As all of us, the poet is feeling guilty of not being able to stay with her mother in her old age. The poet uses simile and the contrast as a poetic device to express her feelings towards her mother. Now let us have a look at the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. Now, firstly, when the poet is on her way to the Cochin airport with her mother, just sitting beside her, she looks at her closely and presents the image of the mother before us. She is very sad, extremely sad to see that her mother is just looking like a dead body. Why? Because she is aging. She has turned 66 and she looks at her mother's pale face and she is struck with the horror and pain of losing her. The mother with the dozing face and open mouth is compared to a dead body, and there is a simile used over here. Here the poet shows the typical love and affection which is present in a daughter and mother relationship. The poet is pained and finally we'll see what she is going to do. So after looking at her mother, she feels extremely sad, and just to distract herself from that scene, she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling. So just to avoid the scene of the mother looking like that, the poet tries to shift her attention outside the car in order to drive out the negative feelings. She tries to change her sad mood and looks at the scene outside the window of the car. The scene outside is very vibrant and everything is just having lot of energy. What are the things? The scene outside the window is of growing life and energy. The rapidly sprinting trees alongside the merrily playing children symbolize life, youth and vitality. This is an important point. Kindly try to understand it. So, she tries to shift her attention, and finally the poet here is reminded of her own childhood when her mother had been young, whereas she is now encircled with the fear of losing her, and that has made her feel insecure. So the young trees that have been personified here, the trees were sprinting, moving very fast. When she looked at the trees from her point of view, she is thinking that it is just opposite to her mother's dead body. Like the mother who is compared to the dead body, very, very pale and just still, and she is half dozing also. And the poet draws a comparison between what is traveling with her and what she can see outside. It is a comparison between life and death. Her mother is sleeping with mouth open like a dead body, while outside she can see the children who are full of life, energy and enthusiasm. And finally she moves out to the airport. Trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale. But again, once again, all these things pass and they go at the airport, and the poet is about to take a flight. And at this moment, she thinks of the separation and departure from her mother. And again, it is a melancholic scene, a very sad scene. She is at the airport to take a flight, and again, when she looks at the mother, she is wan, very pale. And she again compares her mother with a late winter's moon. Usually during winter time we cannot see the moon because it is mostly covered with fog and mist, and that's why the mother's face has lost all charm due to old age. She is at the airport to take a flight, and it indicates again the departure and separation, which creates melancholy. As she bids goodbye to her mother, the image of the old, wan, worn-out mother in the twilight of years strikes her again, and the poet once again becomes sad. Here again a simile is used to compare her mother with a late winter's moon, and whose light is put with an obstacle by fog and mist. And as she looks old now, her personality is affected by it. The poet is feeling the pain of separation, leaving her mother and going. And once again, a very important point is there in the poem. The poet tries to highlight that the familiar ache, my childhood's fear, but all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. You know, as children, we never want to leave our mother, and that is what the poet is saying. Her familiar ache of childhood returned, and she thought that she never wanted to leave her mother during her childhood days. And such a similar kind of a feeling has come now. And she is feeling very sad. The fear of losing her mother, which she feels that earlier was temporary, but now could be permanent and forever, as her mother could die of old age. And that keeps on haunting her. She is so pained that it is natural for her to cry, but keeping a brave front, she hides her tears and smiles. Why? Because she does not want to show her feeling to her mother that she is so sad. And she goes on smiling and smiling and smiling. She bids farewell to her mother, and keeping her hope on seeing her again alive, says, "See you soon, Amma." So one more thing, the poem, although it is all through about pain and separation, but at the end it ends with a very positive and a hopeful note that the poet is going to meet her mother. And that's why she is saying that, "See you soon, Amma." She hides her sorrow as she does not want to create a painful environment for her mother, and conveys her that she is enjoying her life. Similarly, her mother should also be happy and enjoy her life. So I think you all have understood the poem. In the PPT, I have also given some discussions and the explanation of the poem. Actually, the poem revolves around the theme of advancing age and the fear that adheres to its loss and separation. It is a very sentimental account of her mother's approaching end through the eyes of her daughter. And it is a very short poem, and you could have seen that the poem does not have any punctuation mark because it is written in free verse. It is very important that the poem is written in free verse, and there are a lot of poetic devices that are used. Okay, so let's see the poetic devices now. See, I have also given the key points here. The main point is that the poetess is traveling in Cochin and she is having her mother with her, and most probably the mother is very old because she has again and again explained it in the poem, and the poet has the fear of losing her mother. And just to distract herself, she looks outside her car to see the scenes that are going on, whatever is going on around, and she could see that the trees are sprinting, children are playing. But again, at the security check at the airport, she gets back the similar pain, old familiar ache, that is losing her mother. And finally, she tries to hide her emotions by smiling and ends with a hopeful note, bidding goodbye to her mother. The vocabulary is also given, that is, doze is a short light sleep, ashen means very pale, corpse means a dead body, sprinting, shooting out of the ground very fast. And now the poetic devices. The mother's face is compared Van pale as a winter's moon. See, you all know that simile is comparison of two objects with the use of as and like. So here as and like are used. Then metaphor. Metaphor is without the use of as and like when we compare. Then personification. Trees are personified here, and young trees sprinting. And repetition, just to highlight the impact of smile and smile and smile. She has used it thrice. And then one more important poetic device that we will come across in the poem is tautology. Tautology is the repetitive use of phrases or words that have similar meaning. In simple words, it is expressing the same thing, an idea or saying 2 or more times. See, again and again, the poet is trying to express that the mother has become very, very old, and it has been used in various types, like various ways she has expressed it. Sometimes as van, sometimes she compares the mother's face or the mother with a dead body. Then she is saying that she is having the old familiar ache of losing her. So that is, she is expressing that the mother is very near to her end and maybe she will lose her permanently. Example of tautology is that your acting is completely devoid of emotion. See, devoid itself means completely empty. So using devoid is an example, completely devoid is an example of tautology. I hope that you have understood the poem. So that's all for today. I will be sending the notes and the question answers very soon. Thank you.